Could it be? With me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. We'll get to the Sleeper app here in a second, but before we do that, let's first talk about tonight's Monday Night Football contest between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys to cap off Week 9 in the National Football League. Now, I will say this, something very interesting surrounding this game. I don't know if you guys have YouTube TV or not. I do. And I know many people do have YouTube TV. There is a dispute right now between Disney and YouTube TV. Disney owns ESPN, it owns ABC, and of course Disney. And so none of those entities are currently on the YouTube TV app. They couldn't reach an agreement on how much, Disney was going to charge YouTube TV for their services. And so they're not on the app right now. It's an inconvenience. Okay. It's a big inconvenience. They're supposed to be crediting people's accounts $20 for the inconvenience. A lot of people are like, peace, I'm out. I don't care. I don't watch ESPN, right? I only watch ESPN for its live sports content, but primarily the NFL. Look, you tell me I can't watch NBA games on ESPN. I don't care. You tell me I can't watch college basketball games, college football games on ESPN. Don't care. Not losing any sleep over it. So if this weren't in season in the NFL, really wouldn't give a damn. But it's impacting what I do because obviously I need to watch these games. I've found an alternative. So I'm good, but I hope that applies to the rest of you. I had to call my dad, he's a Cowboys fan. So I had to call Boss Man up and say, hey, boss, just want to make sure, because he has YouTube TV as well. Because once I figured out YouTube TV was the way to go, I put everybody else on. Like, hey, you should be doing this, right? Cut the cord, get YouTube TV, much easier. You can travel with it. It's the best. So he has YouTube TV, but now it's quite a quandary he's in because he's a Cowboys fan. Like, if this were Jags and Browns, he'd be like, shit, I'm going to sleep. He wouldn't care. But it's his favorite team. Now he can't watch. I was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you were aware that, ESPN isn't on YouTube TV right now. Your game is tonight. Start making some sort of accommodation so you can watch ... So he's like, shit, I got to figure something out. So hopefully he figures it out. But I just wanted to come to you and make sure that you weren't kind of like in this kind of malaise, so to speak, not thinking about it, because you might know about the whole situation with YouTube TV and Disney, but you might not have thought about the ramifications of how it would impact you on, say, a Monday night. But in any event, I digress. So here we are, Monday Night Football for the second consecutive week. The road team is going to travel to the opponent with a backup quarterback making the start. Last week, it was Marcus Mariota in for Jaden Daniels against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. This week, it's Jacoby Brissett and the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Dallas to take on Dak Prescott. So I initially had picked the Arizona Cardinals to win this game. They're not winning this game with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Not that he's not capable. I just don't see them scoring enough points to outduel Dallas. Even though this Cardinals defense is no pushover, Dallas's offense is still going to be good enough to score enough points. Kyler Murray has been a thorn in the Cowboys' side, and I just assumed he was going to play. He'd been out of the lineup for like 2-3 weeks now, plus the bye week. I just figured he'd be back by now. I was wrong. Similar to Lamar Jackson post-bye, he needed one more week. They said that Kyler Murray is going to be a part of certain packages, so they're going to try to get him on the field. But ultimately, I don't need to see Kyler Murray in certain packages. If he's not good enough to be your starter, then just leave him alone and leave him out of the game and then put him back under center next week. Whatever the case may be, without Kyler Murray, I don't think the Cardinals have a chance in this game. You're already down James Conner, obviously, to the injury that he sustained way earlier in the season. And so Brissett, while he might be a more proficient passer of the football than Kyler Murray from the pocket, he's not dynamic. He won't leave the pocket. He's not going to use his legs. These are things that give the Cowboys trouble. And so even though this Cowboys defense is historically bad, we've seen that if they play against an offense that is inferior, they can do enough to affect the game like they did against Washington. So I think that's what's ultimately going to happen in this game. The Cardinals won't be able to do enough offensively to keep pace with this high-octane Cowboys offense. And I can see the Cowboys running the score up on them tonight and winning this game something like 34-16, something along those lines. I think this game is going to be close early, right? Dallas has to get into a little bit of a rhythm. I could see this thing being at one point, 17 to 9 or something like that, 17-10 Dallas, and then they pull away and ultimately win this game like 36-19, 36-16, 36-17, something like that, 37-17, 37-20, somewhere along those lines. But I could also see Arizona hanging tough because, again, this defense is no pushover. They're no slouch. Jonathan Gannon usually has these boys prepared to play, and I could see them getting to Dak a little bit, flustering him, slowing them down just enough to keep this game close. And instead of it getting to the 30s, this game's played in the 20s, and it's a 27-23 type game. It's a 26-24 type game, something like that. That'll give Arizona a chance. If this game goes to the 30s, the Cardinals have absolutely no shot. They have to keep this game in the 20s. I'm not sure that they can do that for 4 quarters. So I think Dallas is going to win this game. But I picked Arizona to win, but that was when I thought Kyler Murray was going to play in this game. So we'll see what happens. Should be an entertaining game nonetheless, between two teams who are sub 500, who have struggled this season with injuries and consistency in the NFC. So with that said, let's get to the skill game, where we'll take a look at this game, take a look at some picks, and put a ticket together for Cowboys hosting Cardinals. Let's get to the skill game, brought to you by Sleeper. Let's try it again. The skill game, brought to you by Sleeper. All right, so let's get to the Sleeper app. Sleeper is a fantasy, sports, and real money gaming app that focuses on bringing people together through sports and gaming. Sleeper has become one of the fastest organically growing fantasy platforms in the world, with over 10 million active users in 2025. This app is phenomenal. I love it. I just got a win for the first time since week 1, so I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm hot now, right? I told you once I finally was able to break through that the wins were just going to keep coming. I expect to win again tonight, right? Now, it might not be for this. It could be for my NBA picks, which I've already done today. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to win again, right? And I'm going to keep winning. I feel confident. I got a good handle on the NBA. I also have a good handle on this NFL shit. And I really had a good shot yesterday. 2 shots yesterday at winning. And, one thing here, one thing there. I did make a mistake. I did make one mistake yesterday that cost me yesterday. So in any event, if you haven't already downloaded the Sleeper app, what are you waiting on? Download the app. I got a link in the description of this video that will take you to where you can download the app. Once you've done that, verify that you are who you say you are. Make sure that Sleeper is available in your area. It's available in over 25 states. And once you do that, they're going to give you $20 free. You don't have to deposit anything. You don't have to do anything. They're going to give you $20 free to use on the app. But I would advise you to use my promo code LTN and get a 100% dollar for dollar match on your first deposit up to $100. That means you put in $100, they're going to give you $100. I would say put in 100 so they can give you an additional 100. And now you got $220 to utilize on the app. And really that can last you the rest of this NFL season, to be honest with you. If you're responsible, of course, right? Doesn't take much. $10 bets are all I make. I don't make any bets more than $10 because why? When you can win some good money doing exactly that, right? So with that said, let's get to this app, and very user-friendly. So I'm just going to click on the NFL right here and see the one game for tonight, Arizona at Dallas. Click on that. And now they're going to give you the hot picks, the hot picks, right? So you just look. I always like to look at the hot picks to see if there's something here that piques my interest or something I wasn't thinking about going into it. Like, interesting, right? I always just like to peruse this section before I get to the things that I usually like: receptions, anytime touchdowns, longest rush, longest reception. Those types of things are always big ones for me. So they're giving away Marvin Harrison Jr. at 58.5 receiving yards. They boosted up his multiplier from 1.72 to 1.95. I'm not interested. with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback and with Harrison Jr.'s inability to put up big numbers on a consistent basis, you can see his chart is all over the place here, right? So he 58 yards last game against Green Bay, 32 against Indianapolis the week before. Like you don't know what Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to show up. So they're trying to entice you to take the bait so that he can have 49 yards receiving tonight and you can lose this ticket. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. So we're going to just keep going. Javonte Williams, anytime touchdown. He's a safe bet just about every week the Cowboys play. However, that 1.48 multiplier isn't something that I'm initially looking at. Like once I've put a ticket together that I feel good about, I may come back and throw him up there if it doesn't hurt the ticket. If it adds an extra 50, 70, $100, whatever, I may throw him on the back end. But that's not something you start your ticket with. But here's something that I would start my ticket with. Trey McBride, who is just a fantastic tight end, one of the best in football. I'm either going to get him on an anytime or receptions or both. For now, I'm just going to throw him up here on an anytime touchdown. And we'll keep going. I like Dak for 2 touchdown passes tonight. They've boosted Dak up on the passing yards. Interesting. As you can see, Dak has not exceeded 268 pass yards in over a month. So while that could look very intriguing, they're trying to get you just like they tried to get you for Marvin Harrison Jr., and Dak could go off for 300 yards tonight. It's very likely that he's not going to exceed 268 yards. And so I wouldn't do that if I were you. It's probably a safer bet to click on Dak, scroll down to his passing touchdowns. They've got him for 3 passing touchdowns tonight. Yeah, I can see that happening. And I love the multiplier 2.26. That's pretty good. Dak hasn't had a game in which he's passed for less than 3 touchdowns in over a month, right? And I don't think tonight, well, against Denver was the last time he didn't do it. So that's beautiful. Usually I'm always conscious of, look, he hasn't had a game where he hasn't. He's due for a game where he's not going to do it. Well, that game was last week against Denver. He's going to bounce back this week. And Arizona's defense isn't a sieve, but it ain't Denver's defense, right? It ain't Houston's defense. It ain't one of those defenses that's going to just shut you out. He's going to be able to get his pass touchdown. So I'll take Dak at the 3 touchdown passes tonight. Let's see. Now, who is he throwing those touchdown passes to, you ask? Great question. So let's go to the pass touchdowns. Let's go to anytime touchdowns, rather. So George Pickens, sorry about that. George Pickens, it's either going to be Pickens, Ferguson, or CeeDee Lamb. Like those are your 3 options. Anybody else that scores through the air, don't love it, right? Now, I don't love CeeDee Lamb in the end zone, but I love George Pickens. He's a guy that Dak has targeted. When they go one-on-one, they throw it to Pickens in the end zone. Feels like this is a Pickens bounce back night. And then Ferguson is also a guy that Dak always seeks out. So I'll take Ferguson as well for an anytime in this football game. So now we're starting to fill this puppy up. We've got, 4 picks, I think? Yeah, 4 picks. Let's go to Trey McBride and let's go to the receptions real quick. 8 receptions for Trey McBride. Very capable of doing that. Is he more likely to score a touchdown? Let's look and see. Is he more likely to score a touchdown or have 8 receptions in this game? Look, they're going to throw him the football. I'm going to go with the touchdown, man. That 8 is a lot of catches. I know he's capable. He's like Puka Nacua in that sense. They're going to throw him the football, but it's not consistent enough for me to just be like, oh, yeah, he's going to get 8 catches tonight. He should against this Cowboys defense, though. But he should score against this Cowboys defense. And I feel more confident in him doing that than I do him actually catching the football 8 times. So we'll just go with that. All right, so now let's go to longest rush, reception, all that good stuff. Longest rush. Dak Prescott doesn't really like to run. Will he run for 7 yards tonight? Probably so, but I don't like hinging my ticket on a guy who doesn't normally do something, right? Javonte Williams, can he have a rush of 15 yards tonight? Maybe. Jacoby Brissett, Can he have a rush of 9 yards against this Cowboys defense? Probably. Here's the one I like. Jaden Blue. Let's see how many carries he's been getting here lately. I feel like he's been getting more opportunities here of late. So 8 carries last game. That's his high. So the numbers are going up for him. 8 carries is the highest he's had this season. I like it. And I think he's going to break one for at least 8 yards. So we'll take Jaden Blue for an 8-yard run tonight at some point. Let's go to the receptions. Marvin Harrison, longest reception, 24 yards. Going to stay away from that. George Pickens, longest reception, 24. I actually like that one, but I don't like the multiplier. It's not worth it. Jake Ferguson, 17-yard reception. I could see that happening. Love the multiplier on that. But with CeeDee Lamb back, are you looking for Jake Ferguson up the seam for an 18-yard gain tonight? Maybe. Maybe not. Is it worth it? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. Michael Carter out of the backfield. I need to check on his catches. Let's check on Michael Carter's receptions. Longest catch, like Jacoby Brissett's gonna check the ball down. He's the black, the new black Alex Smith. Like he's gonna check that puppy down. So I could see him having a catch that's worth 7 yards in this game. And the 1.78 isn't bad, but let's see how many receptions. They got him at 1.5 receptions. Ooh, 2 seems sweet. So now I got a decision to make because I'm taking Michael Carter in this game to catch the football at least twice. However, which one is more feasible? Does he have 1 catch? Or does he have 2 catches, but neither one of them exceeds 7 yards? I think you're safer just going with the 2 catches, basically, because I don't give a shit how long the catch is, personally. Just throw it to him twice. With their running back situation, I gotta assume he's gonna be in there. Let me check and see what he's done here of late. Last game against Green Bay, he had 7 rushes and he had 2 catches. He's had a game where he's had 5 catches. He's had 2 catches each of the last 2 weeks. I like this. I like him out of the backfield here. But the yards, boy, the yards tell me I just need to take him for it. You know what? They're both. Wait, let me see which one's higher. 1.78 for the longest catch. They're both 1.78. So you're not really, gaining anything by swapping it out. I'm gonna, because he could just have 1 catch, but that 1 catch could be for 8 yards. Let me take the longest reception for Michael Carter. He's had 3 weeks where he's gone over 7 yards. They're gonna probably throw him a screen or something out in the flats or he'll just be a check down on the play and he'll get 7 yards. I feel really good about that. So let's see if there's anybody else that I would like to take in this particular instance. Kevontae Turpin is interesting on a 12.5-yard reception. I don't think that's necessary though. And let's see. Let's go back to receptions. Arizona's got some interesting guys that probably don't need a lot of catches. So Trey McBride, Zay Jones, 2 catches. Probably that's an easy one to hit. Michael Wilson, 3 catches. Yeah, there's some really intriguing ones here. So Wilson is 3 catches and Zay is 2. And the difference between Michael Wilson and his 3 and Zay Jones and his 2 are very slim. So I think I'm gonna just go with Zay Flowers and we're gonna call this a day. We're gonna call it a day. So Zay had 2 catches last week. He had 5 catches the week prior to that, and 2. Yeah, we just gonna go with Zay Jones. He's back in the lineup, and I feel good about what I just put together. So you got Trey McBride for a touchdown. You got Dak for 3 passing touchdowns. He's gonna throw at least one of them to Pickens, at least 1 to Ferguson. Jaden Blue's gonna have a run for 8 yards or more in this game. Michael Carter's gonna have a catch for more than 7 yards, or 7 yards or more, excuse me. And Zay Jones is going to have at least 2 catches in this game. I don't think there's a promo. I think the college basketball, yeah, that's a college basketball promo. So 7 picks on this ticket can net me $361. I feel good about it. Let's go get this money. And let's see what my guy Thomas Arrington is talking about. He says, "Do." I think that was supposed to be Lou, but we'll see. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. He says, "Now I got a bone to pick with you. Why I got to push the Reaper?" He said, "Who you, Lou, and Jaden made scream for mercy? Believe." He said, "Who you, Lou, and made Jaden scream for mercy?" Yeah, that was on me. I guess you could blame. I'm gonna ask the question: who's to blame for Jaden's injury? You could blame me. You could charge that to my account if you like. I'm still looking for the Reaper, and he took offense to what I said. Obviously, he did, and he went ape shit on the team last night. So maybe that is my fault. Maybe I am to blame. But in any event, gonna go ahead and shout out to my guy TA, man. Hopefully you still killing it, making money, TA. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB. Oh yeah, you had one earlier. Let's go to this one. TA, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, "Sup, Sleeper Lou. Good job taking the Sleeper 101 book." Hey, I'm learning. And you keep dropping gems on my melon, and other people keep dropping gems, and I take those things into consideration. He said, "And finally getting your first dub." It wasn't my first dub. I just hadn't won since week 1. Okay. Hadn't won since week 1. He says, "I finally got to the DL, download the Sleeper app with the code LTN, was using HRB. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Let's get this money together. You've been killing it. Come kill it on this app. Telling you, it's gonna be worth your while, man. So I'm submitting this joint right here. Shout out to my guy TA. Thank you for all the gems you dropped on my melon too. You've really helped me a lot in this game. Submitting this. Let's go get this money, man. If I don't hit on this, I'm gonna hit on one of these basketball joints tonight. So I'm feeling really good about where I'm at. Big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this stream. And once again, if you haven't already done so, do like my man Thomas just did. Download the Sleeper app and use my promo code LTN to get you 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. Dollar for dollar match. Sleeper is where it's at. So that is the skill game brought to you by Sleeper.
The skill game brought to you by Sleeper.
So with that said, we are going to glide to the side. All right. Looking forward to this game tonight, and hopefully you're going to be able to watch. I saw the comments for some of you saying it's 2025. All you need is Wi-Fi. Ain't nobody trying to go to one of these janky ass sites and mess up your damn computer or whatever device you watching it on with all these ads and all these dang on viruses that's going to corrupt your damn computer or shit like that. There are much more easier ways to get to this. I've got a nice, easy way to watch the game tonight, despite not having it on my YouTube TV app, without having to go through back channels or some crazy ass website. Now, I told, there's other ways. Get a jailbroken, Fire Stick, all that good stuff. And I think he has one. I'm like, bro, you might have to dust that bad boy off, right? Figure it out. But hey, look, he'll figure it out. He wants to watch this game pretty bad, so he'll figure it out. And like you said, there's ways around this shit. I've already found mine, and it's a clean, easy, convenient way. But not everybody has the ability to do what I did. So find a way. Find a way. Anyway, I'll be back. If you don't watch the game because it's not available to you, don't worry. I've got you covered on the post-game show tonight. So in any event, that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on The Skill Game, brought to you by Sleeper. I'll see you guys next time, and we will go over my picks later on tonight on Overtime. I'll see you then. Peace.